Okay, hi, welcome. Welcome to anybody joining in on multiple platforms here. I am live on TikTok and I have my phone right in front of me here for that one. And then I have my computer where I'm also live on YouTube and Twitch. This is my first time trying a live on YouTube and my second time trying one on Twitch. So, welcome. Hope everybody can hear me okay. Let me make sure my mic is over here. Okay, hi. So, welcome. My name is Hannah. I've been doing this for a while. I've been an intuitive tarot reader for about 6 years now. So, we are starting off our midweek day here. It's Wednesday early morning. I guess not too early. It's 8 a.m. here. And we're just going to start off with a collective reading. So, if you find that you have any questions along the way, I urge you to ask. I can't always promise that I'll get to everybody's questions, but I can always do my best, okay? So, welcome to everybody that is just joining in. Not me reading your coffee cup. It's a tarot cup. Yeah, it has the sun on it, which is one of my favorite tarot cards ever. My partner has a matching cup, and his has the sun and the moon, but it's black and gold, so it's pretty cool. All right, so let's do a little collective reading. Oh, first thing that comes out, the Magician. Wow. Oh, okay. I've heard of that before. I've heard of tea leaf reading, but I've never had one done, and I've never done a whole lot of research on like coffee reading or tea readings. But yeah, so we have the Magician. That's the first thing that's come up. That's a really positive energy. We have creation, manifestation. That's what's happening. Okay. I'm trying to read comments here, make sure that I am up to date with everybody. Okay. Magician. Okay. There's some merging energies here. Like maybe a little bit of a block towards that creative energy. Okay, yeah, I feel like there's something that you have to work through. There's something that's causing a delay here in your level of creation, your creativity, you bringing to life what you've been trying to bring to life. I feel like that comes from both anxieties, like personal anxieties, probably based on your past or maybe just not feeling good enough. But there's also a feeling of like someone's planting seeds in your mind. Someone's trying to tell you that your idea is stupid or you're not going to be able to complete it. It's not going to be a good thing. So somebody or multiple people are trying to keep you from manifesting what you're trying to manifest, creating what you're trying to create. Maybe they tell you that it's not realistic. So getting through that, you get self-fulfillment, okay? Because you don't listen, essentially. So you're realizing that you can fill your own cup up. Like it's your life and you can make it whatever you want it to be. So you're realizing that you don't need all of this external validation. You don't need everybody to agree with your path as long as you know where you're going. Okay, let me catch up on comments here. Let's see if I can answer a couple of questions. I'm just scrolling up here. Caitlin is asking why Jamin is still withholding belongings. Okay, Caitlin, are you still here? Okay, we're getting quite a few comments. So I'm going to start choosing comments based on intuition. Meaning, like, if your comment really sticks out to me energetically, that's the one that I'm going with first. So there may not be any particular order. It's just going to be whatever order spirit feels is best in this situation. It's the best way to get through as many questions as I can. Okay. I did not get a response there from Caitlin. Leslie. Oh, my things just moved. Leslie, will things get better soon? This is such an important question. Okay. Well, oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Things are going to get better in all kinds of ways. This, whatever you're going through, happened for a reason. So there's some wisdom here that wasn't here before. Okay, so that's where I'm getting this Page of Pentacles. You've learned something about your path, about yourself, probably about financial responsibility. I feel like you're trying to reach a goal, or maybe you made a mistake and you learned something from it. This feels like planning. Like there's a specific amount of planning going on in a material sense, because pentacles relate to material energy. So there is some kind of shift here, okay? The Fool, that's a brand new journey. So the way things are right now, not going to be relevant soon. You're jumping into a brand new phase. This readiness, this material planning and saving and being strategic here leads you to a Page of Swords energy, which is the action. Okay, so then you're like, okay, I'm planning this financially, I can make it work this way once I get this paid off, or I need to get a car, or you have a list of priorities here that you're going through with the Page of Pentacles. And then you're moving on into action where you're like, okay, time to implement these material plans and then figure out the plan of my life in accordance to these things. Like you're figuring out all aspects of what's going on. But yeah, you're stepping into a brand new journey, and that's super cool. So for anybody that's just joining in, we're doing collective readings and we're doing a little Q&A. So if you're here on any of the platforms, I'm here on TikTok on this side. I am here on YouTube and Twitch on this side. Okay, I am a brand new Twitch account, a fairly new YouTube account. This is one of the first times I've streamed. So I'm going to be going back and forth a little bit. Vladimir from Twitch says, hello, hi, how are you? Thanks for joining. Okay, I'm jumping in on questions over here. Sorry, catching up. I want to make sure that... Oh, you're welcome, Leslie. I want to make sure I'm getting the most important one. The most important ones, the ones that are sticking out to me the most. Okay, Erica is asking if the next 3 months will be positive. I'm going to do that one, but hold on. Caitlin, are you still here? You asked if you got scammed by your last reading. So these are super important questions, and I really love diving in to see, because I mean, there's so many people in this profession that will just tell you things that are so off the wall. They'll promise you things that a real intuitive reader would never promise you. Okay? That's not how events in time work. You can't just promise an exact out of somebody's future. So, yeah, it's an important question if you're still here. If not, I'm going to go and move on. Okay, let's talk about the next 3 months. Will the next 3 months be positive? Let's do this as a collective, okay? Erica, if you're still here, you asked if the next 3 months will be positive. So let's look at that. What do the next 3 months look like? Oh my gosh, how many times is this card gonna come up? Page of Pentacles. Wow. Next 3 months are looking like a lot of planning, a lot of saving, a lot of figuring things out, okay? Pursuing new things. And spiritual alignment, alignment with self. Oh my gosh. Okay. The High Priestess is such a cool card. It's one of my favorite cards in the entire deck. It is like the connection to source. And if you're connected to source, you're connected to the energy that is everything. Okay? So this means that like you have an understanding of your intuition. So if this is something that you have been struggling with, like maybe you have a really hard time trusting your intuition. Like you feel that stomach feeling and you're just like, okay, something is totally not right here. But you don't trust it. You're like, I'm just being paranoid, okay? Yeah, no. This is you learning to trust when that feeling is real and when that feeling is anxiety. And as somebody that has a fair amount of connection to intuition and anxiety in a lot of situations, the feeling is different. You learn how to trust where it's coming from, okay? It's just like anything that you have to practice. Intuition is something that you practice. You learn how to trust it. You prove yourself right enough times, and yeah, you start to trust that intuition. Oh, again? Okay, we have Page of Pentacles, High Priestess, followed by Page of Swords. So, God, you're planning on changing everything. There's going to be such a shift. So I feel like the next 3 months, like there's a grind here. You're going to be working really hard. You might be pinching pennies. But investing, I'm getting like investing might be involved. You might have to invest some money in something and that might feel like a loss. But you're planning on where that's going to take you. One last card. What's the advice? What's the advice that's going to get us through the next 3 months? Just get all these cards at once. All right. So for everybody to see on every platform here, all of these guys came out at the same time. All right. The Hanged Man, the Moon, Eight of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. What a fun sequence. Okay, so like there's going to be a period of time here that everything is just going to be stuck. Okay, you're going to be stuck in planning and, and working on figuring out what your next step is. Learning how to trust your intuition. So this feels like you're learning how to intuitively trust the path that you're on and the decisions that you're making. And then there's the Moon, which in some cases this can be seen as fears and illusions, and in some cases I think of it as dreams. Like you're stuck in this position, and yeah, you might have some fears, but you also have dreams, and that's why you're doing all of this. That's why all this planning is happening to begin with, okay? And then you're going to work really hard to get there. Eight of Pentacles energy. You're going to be on the grind. You're going to work really hard to reach these goals. You've done all this planning. It's going to turn into action. And then that momentum isn't going anywhere. That momentum is moving forward quickly. So all of this is going to feel worth it. There's going to be like this pause. And then it's just, you're going to take off. It's just going to build momentum. So you're doing great. Yeah, thank you for your question, and thank you for hanging out. Okay, I'm going to have to catch up on some questions here. Brandon says hello. or it says good morning from YouTube. Hello, good morning. For anybody that's just joining in, my name is Hannah. I have been an intuitive tarot reader for about 6 years now. And we're just doing a little bit of live Q&A. We're hanging out, drinking some coffee, doing a little collective. So we're going to keep doing this for a while. And then at the very end, so I'm going to continue answering questions, as many as I can get to. And then I finish every live reading with a 10 card Celtic cross reading. It gives you a full picture of everything that's going on. It's like a very broad check-in. Okay, so I haven't answered any questions from YouTube yet, and I just got one from Brandon. So I am going to go ahead and answer that one real quick, and then I'm going to go back through all of the comments on TikTok. Oh, here, let me read through these real quick so I can make sure that I say hi to everybody. Oh my gosh, so many questions. I promise you I'm doing my best to answer. Okay, so actually I'm going to answer Al. Al, you've been popping up a lot. You're asking about your condo. Are you still here, Al? So I'm going to do Al's real quick as long as you're still here. And if you're not, then I'm going to jump on Brandon's question real quick. You're welcome, Erica. Hi, everybody just joining in. We're answering questions. We're doing collectives. Okay. I am going to answer your question now, Brandon. Okay, what is ahead for you in the next few weeks? What's ahead for Brandon? Brandon, I'm sorry. Wow. Okay, hold on. You're going to have a very interesting next few weeks from the looks of it. Wow. In a very good way. In a very good way, Brandon. There's that work again. Okay. Wow. So, for Brandon, we have the Queen of Wands followed by the World. That is amazing. That's an amazing start. Okay, Queen of Wands. This is this girl right here in the cards. I love to describe the cards to describe what they mean, especially in specific situations. So you could just like look at her. She exudes so much positive energy. She is a leader. She is a visionary. Okay, so this is coming in to this energy. And then we have the World coming with her. This is the end of one cycle and the beginning of another. So you're just closing a new chapter, an old chapter, beginning a new chapter. Okay? And you're questioning it. It doesn't feel the same. Things feel different. And you might not be open-minded about what's happening around you right now. There might even be a little bit of a fear or a negativity. But if you look at the advice that the Page of Cups has to give us, if you could see the card, there's like little pigs flying, and he's like floating, and he just looks curious. He's like, So be open to new opportunities, okay? Try not to be too suspicious of the good things that are coming to you. This is a brand new journey. You're not going to recognize how it feels, and that's scary. That is really scary. Yeah, so like look at how close she is to the edge. Right? She's not afraid. She's not scared at all. She's just like, she's playful. She's playful there, even though she is right on the edge, ready to jump. She has a very playful energy, and that's what the Page of Cups is trying to say, is like, this is scary. You don't want to jump over the edge because you don't know what's on the other side, and once you go over the edge, you can't jump back, and that's okay. On the other side, more work, This card is a common one for today. This all work, but she's not mad about it either. She is in her zone, okay? This girl right here knows exactly what work it's going to take to get her where she needs to go. She's not worried about it. There's like all of this bright, vibrant color around her, and that's just a representation of the creative energy that's just flowing out of her, okay? So that's what's happening here. That's a jam-packed next couple of weeks. That's great. Okay. I'm just scrolling up for questions. Let's see. Hi, good morning to everybody that's just joining in and saying hello. Oh, so many. Okay, I'm trying. Sometimes it just like drags me back down to the bottom, okay? So I'm working on it, but I'm picking questions that stick out the most. Okay, can Josh and Crystal save an 18-year marriage? Are you still here? Draco Master. Oh no, I just blew out one of my candles. That's okay. Okay. Maybe not. Hey, no problem, Brandon. Thank you for asking, for joining in. Good morning, Sherry. Hello, Rodney. Wendell, good morning. Good morning, Meadow. Okay. You want to know, Miss Meadow, if Alaska Hernandez is moving on. Okay. Is this person moving on? Knight of Pentacles. That is a big fat maybe. It's very possible. There's a lot of work that's going into it though. I feel like this person is trying to. Like they are working through moving forward and moving on. That's the goal. The goal in mind. Yeah. So this person's like planting seeds. They're working on themselves. They've considered this transition, this huge change for themselves, and they're doing their best to just move forward. They've had to change so much. It feels like there was a situation here that was pretty destructive. It was destructive of the inner self. But, you know, sometimes walls have to come down so they can be rebuilt in a new way, in a better way. Okay. And then Justice in the reverse is telling me that like this is what this person should be doing. It's right in line with the situation that happened. The trust wouldn't be rebuilt. So this person is just trying to move on into a new life, a new mindset. Okay, I hope that's helpful. Okay. Rodney, you want to know gosh. You want to know if Ari will come back. Rodney, are you still here? I'm guessing. I feel like your comment was just a couple ones up. You're welcome, Meadow. I really hope that helped. Okay, well, Ari, come back to Rodney. Let's get a feel for this situation. Okay, Hanged Man in reverse. There's a hang up here. There's some kind of hang up happening. Emotional immaturity, imbalance. And I couldn't tell you who's on whose side, but there is definitely some kind of delay in that. Rodney, you're asking about Ari and whether or not she'll come back. There's a long delay, so that doesn't necessarily mean no, but it definitely means not right now. There's some emotional immaturity to work out, some imbalance in self. Let's see, does that apply to you or does that apply to Ari? Like, what does this apply to? Okay, both of you, I think. There's that Eight of Pentacles again. It's just jumping out like crazy today. Okay. Eight of Pentacles. You're going to have to put work into yourself. I think she's putting work into herself. Somebody ultimately walked away. And I don't know if that's a final, like they're walking away for good, but it does look like walking away. Or maybe you'll both have to leave some things behind in order to come back together. Like, I think that there's too many grievances that you guys might be both holding on to. So you might need to walk away from them, okay? In order to come back together. Oh, hello there. Hi on Twitch. I haven't done a whole lot of streaming on Twitch or YouTube yet. This is one of my actual first one on YouTube, second one on Twitch. So I am multi-streaming here. I'm talking to some multiple different comments from across the platforms. So hello on Twitch. Is that Clyde? Please tell me if I'm right. If you have any questions, anything sticks out to you, please let me know. I'm here to answer questions. I can't promise that I'll get through everybody's questions today, but I can absolutely do my best. And then when we get through some questions at the end of the, at the end of the session that we have going on here, I'll be doing a large collective reading that is about 10 cards. Well, more than 10 cards, 10 questions, 10 placements. Okay. Oh, okay. I got an interesting question on Twitch. Interesting discussion question. Off topic, but do you have any unusual abilities? Okay. It depends on what you would consider unusual, I guess. I'm not gonna claim to be like telekinetic. I don't even claim to be psychic. I've had friends claim me to be a medium, but I don't claim myself to be. The only thing that I claim out of myself is that I'm intuitive, I'm sensitive, I have specific beliefs. But I feel like I can hear and I feel and I sense spirit. And I'm not always as good at listening, and maybe that's why I don't consider myself a true medium, is because I'm not a practicing medium. I don't specifically just work with spirits, but when I do readings for people, sometimes I'll hear phrases, sometimes I will see images, sometimes it's colors, sometimes it's emotions. There's a lot of things that spirit can convey that come into the readings, and then I'll usually translate those to whoever I'm doing a reading for. So that would be one. And then picking up on people's energies. Everybody has a different color. It's more present in my mind when I'm able to be really close to somebody, but it doesn't always have to be that way. People give off colors and energies. Okay. Like many things outside of metaphysics, I can touch my nose with my tongue. Oh, Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have any super unusual abilities. I'll have to get back to you on that one. I don't think so. I guess a fun fact that people might not know. I grew up in martial arts. I started when I was 4. So I'm a second degree black belt in Taekwondo, and my family does mixed martial arts, but I haven't done a whole lot of that with them yet. So that might be an unusual fun fact that you didn't know. Okay, I'm going to answer some tarot questions here. I'm coming back. Ellie, thank you. That is so sweet. Okay. Oh, there's so many questions in here. I am doing my best to get to the ones that stick out the most. Okay. Alexis, are you still here? You were asking if someone was serious about you. If you're here, I would absolutely love to answer that for you. Tori, I see you. Hi, welcome. Okay, I haven't done a quick introduction at this point again. For anybody that's just joining in. Oh my gosh. Just ruined my camera situation over here. Okay. For anybody that's just joining in, we're doing collective readings. We're doing Q&A, answering some questions, having some chats. You're able to put your leg behind your head. I used to be able to do that. Okay, when I was younger, I could do that. I'm still considered like hypermobile. Got like really good knee and hip mobility. I like to do the squat with your butt touching the floor, and that's kind of like my most comfortable position, is like a little gremlin squat. Hi, Tori. Oh, pre-wedding jitters. That's so exciting, though. Do you want some cards? Do you want me to pull some cards about your wedding energy day? See if we can bring a little bit of calm to your jitters? Yeah, let's do it. I want to hear a big congratulations from people in the comments if you'd like, but Miss Tori is getting married. She's got some pre-wedding jitters, and we're just going to bring her some calm. See if the cards have some advice for us in this situation. So sweet. Aloha. Okay, this Page of Pentacles really needs to stop. Okay. Taking a deep breath. Okay, Miss Tori. About to be Mrs. Tori. It's no Miss Tori. That we're all really happy for you. Right, okay, so welcome in anybody that's just joining in. Oh, we're doing collective readings, and we're doing some Q&A. Jimmy, hello. Jimmy from YouTube says congrats. Tori is chiming in on Twitch, or not on Twitch, on TikTok. So I'm relaying the message back and forth. But, oh, girl, this is everything you've ever wanted. This, like, what a beautiful card to get on your wedding day with the jitters. Or close. Is it today? Or is it towards the end of the week, Tori? I couldn't remember the exact date that you had said it was going to be. Okay, I thought so. I thought it was closer to the weekend. So we're a few days out still. We're a couple days. Okay. The jitters. How... Okay, where did the jitters come from? Let's ask that. Okay. Where are these pre-wedding jitters coming from? Oh my gosh, girl, you need a break. It's things have been so crazy recently, and you've gone through this before. So you might have some residual fears about marriage as a whole. And it's okay. It's totally normal to be afraid here, but it's exhaustion. Like the jitters are more coming from exhaustion. You're in this state here. I'll share across the board. It's coming from an exhausted state, and that exhausted state is just making you it's it's making these feelings about the past really raw. Good morning, Michael. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful day as well. Okay, Miss Tori, what do we do? What do we do about these wedding jitters? What's the advice? Ah, all that old stuff's over. Okay. The world. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. The world. You don't have to worry about the way that things went before, about how the way things used to be. That cycle ended. That's already been completed. Okay? The world, this is a brand new step for you. This is a brand new energy. It'll be a different energy than you've ever experienced. And in a way that is something that would give you the jitters because you don't know what that energy is, but it is you're coming into a really positive energy. Okay. Oh. So in the past, Tori, you felt like you had to do everything. Like in relationships, gosh, even maybe with some friendships, you felt like you had to do everything all alone. But this isn't like that. You have a partner that wants to do the work with you. It comes with community. It's not just him that you're marrying. You're getting a family, okay? And everybody's going to put in the work to maintain this family. It's not going to be just you. Okay? I think that that's a beautiful message for the wedding jitters. I hope that that helps. Okay, for anybody that's just joining in, my name is Hannah. I encourage you to ask questions, but I cannot promise that I will get to everybody's questions today. I don't have a ton of more time to be able to keep going, but I'm going to answer a few more questions, and then we're going to do a big Celtic Cross 10 card spread that'll be a collective message for everybody. So I'm answering questions as they come, as long as I could get to them. Okay. I'm picking the ones that stick out based on intuition the most. Okay. So I'm getting questions coming in. Brianna, what does my love life look like in the near future? Brianna, what does your love life look like now? Okay. Brianna, if you're still here, let me know. Chris just asked a very interesting question, and I cannot wait to answer it. So, Bree, let me know if you're here, and I will make sure. Okay, great. Okay. So, Bree's question is coming first. And then, Chris, please hold on because I definitely want to answer this question for you, okay? What is Bree's love life? What does it look like right this minute? What is it looking like now? How are you feeling? Oh, so many things. Wow, okay. Did you kind of have like a come to moment where you realized that you just had this not so great dating pattern? Okay, like I'm getting that you're going after all of the wrong partners. just getting through a bad breakup of almost 8 years, going on 1 year separated. I'm so sorry to hear that. So, like, maybe did this bring this realization to you? Yeah. Knight of Cups in reverse, Seven of Cups in reverse, Six of Cups in reverse. All of those things indicate here's your past. You're going through your past. Here's the choices. They were all wrong ones. Knight of Cups, somebody that might seem as though they are romantic, but they're faking it. It's like a manipulation tactic where they look like they sound, they act like they are going to be involved. They're going to be romantic. They're going to be what you want, and then it ends up not being what you want. You know, it's almost like they're faking it to get you. And I think that you're breaking that pattern. You've recognized it now, like, okay, I'm not going to fall for this again. No. So what's next? Is the happiness to come? Okay, yeah. Is there happiness to come for Brie after this? Whee! You're going to have to wait a while. Okay. It's going to feel hard for a little while still. It's not going to be immediate. But the Hanged Man is not a no. It's just a hold on. There's certain things that have to be put in place first. So there might be some lessons that you still have to learn before you can move on to a happier, healthier relationship. Okay. But yes. Yes. On the other side, Four of Wands, which is like that breath of fresh air, that like, oh, finally it's all coming together. It's like family coming together. Yeah, so there's positivity, there's happiness on the other side. Let me just ask one more. What is the lesson that has to be learned? What do you have to go through in order to get there? What is it that you're missing? Oh, you still have healing to do. Okay. Three of Swords in reverse is healing, okay? This is when it's in the upright, you've been wounded. When it's in the reverse, we're in the process of healing those wounds. And you would still carry so much of this pain with you into a new situation. There wouldn't be enough trust. There are things that you have to heal within you first, okay? And then you're going to get what you wanted. You're going to get the things that you wanted. Okay, so I really hope that helped. Okay. For everybody just joining in, I appreciate the comments and the questions. This has been such an amazing live. So much energy going on here. Thank you so much for all of your questions. So if you're new here, my name is Hannah. I've been doing this for about 6 years. It's one of my favorite things to do. So getting the interaction and the questions, it makes my day every day. I hope you guys know that. Every time I'm able to do a live and talk to you guys, it's one of my favorite things ever. So when I come on and do readings, I try to answer as many questions as I can, and then I finish with one big collective reading. So throw your question out there. I will do my best to get to them. If I can't, just know it's just because we didn't have time to get through everybody. I'm grabbing the questions that stick out to me intuitively. So if Spirit's just like, hey, this question is the one that needs to be answered right this minute, that's the one that I'm going to jump on. So Ash says, hey, girly, hey. Okay. I was gonna see. There was one question that had my attention a minute ago. Where did it go? Okay, it was a question from Chris. So, Chris, if you're still here, please let me know and then ask it again. And if not, I'm gonna have to jump on another one. Okay. Okay, I'm not seeing that Chris is still here, so I'm going to move on. Okay, sorry. I'm going through these as quickly as I can. Jackie, I've seen your name come up quite a few times. So are you still here, Jackie? Let me look back at what your question. Will things work out with Mike? Okay, Jackie, let's do this. All right, Jackie wants to know if things will work out with Mike. And for anybody listening on YouTube and Twitch, just know that I will answer your questions as well. Do my best to get through as many as I can. So, we're asking about, will things work out with Mike? Okay, there's something karmic happening here. Just, oh my goodness. This is a whirlwind of emotions. Will things work out? Mike. This person represents patterns for you. Oh my gosh, what is going on? There's a lot of chaotic energy here. You have to find some balance. Okay. There's a lot of major arcana right in front of us here. So, Ten of Wands is usually evident that someone's carrying a lot of burdens in this situation. So, it tells me that there's something that might be uneven. Someone's carrying a lot of the brunt of this situation. And then there's like this representation here of old patterns. Unhealthy ones, like maybe someone's trying to better themselves and another person, there's a balance problem here. There's two different visions on what life is supposed to look like. You guys have different visions. So in one case, one person might be really trying to work on themselves and move forward and do good things for themselves. The other person isn't comfortable with that. They want things to stay the way that they are. They don't necessarily want to change anything. So they this other person feels like they're taking the brunt of it. It feels lonely. So with that comes a new sense, okay? Death and rebirth. You're becoming a new person because of this. Someone is going through evolution, and that evolution makes you realize your calling, okay? So I don't know if the situation is necessarily going to work out. I feel like in order to work out, everybody has to be on the same page, and I don't think that you and him are on the same page here at the current moment, and it doesn't mean that you couldn't be at some point, but as of right now, things look a little out of balance, a little out of whack. There's potential for success with it too. Absolutely. The Sun, the Ace of Pentacles. So if it can be worked on, there's a lot of potential in that relationship. But yeah, no, different visions. Different visions maybe need some compromise. Maybe just need to get it all out into the open. Just the feelings need to be in the air because it feels like there's like a defensive energy here a little bit, where this person wanting to do this is threatening to the other person. And I think it needs to be put into the open why those feelings exist. So if you're the one feeling that way about another person's growth, put it out into the open, look within, figure out what it is that's giving you that perspective. And if it's him on the opposite end that's trying to prevent you from growing, there needs to be a conversation on why that feels threatening. Okay? All right. Welcome to anybody that's just joining in. My name is Hannah. I've been doing this for about 6 years. What is going on with justice? Okay, I'm pausing the questions for just a second because there's a collective message. I think, yeah, justice keeps coming out. There is a karmic energy that is affecting most everybody. It's affecting the collective, okay? Oh my gosh. And then before I even shuffle, it just falls back out. The devil. Justice, the devil. Let's see where this is going collectively here. Where is this going? What is happening here? Where is this energy going? Wow, okay. Empress energy. Just throwing that out there. I had so many questions about pregnancy, and usually this is a confirmation card for pregnancy, but that doesn't mean that that is 100% the case in everybody's situation. Sometimes it just points to a motherly energy, a nurturing energy, and I think that that is what is becoming of you in this phase. Like, there's a lot going on here. Something bad happened. There was some bad karma here. There were lessons learned, a shift in life that was due to some kind of situation involving justice. Okay, catching up on YouTube here. Libra rising here, yay, Capricorn Venus. At the beauty store. You are tapped in. Oh, thank you. Okay, I'm a Libra sun. I'm a Libra girly. I have so many Libra placements. Venus, Mercury, Sun. There's one more. I can't remember which one it is, but I have one more. One more of those is. I have a Virgo rising. And a Sagittarius moon, so I'm all over the place. So for this collective here, oh my gosh, something crazy happened, something karmic, something big. There was justice that was served, but the devil keeps coming back in. This devil, he's coming back for almost every reading. I swear. There's been a couple cards like that today. Oh, what are you attached to? The devil is about attachment. So if you're watching this, because this is a collective message, if you are watching this, think about your attachments. What are you most attached to? Okay? Whatever you're attached to, it's connected to the bad karma. It's connected to why things aren't going right. Like, if you had to ask yourself that question, what am I attached to that is keeping me back? It's holding me back. It's holding me from getting inner fulfillment. So with that 9 of Cups in reverse, that emotional fulfillment just isn't there. So there is something that is keeping you from your happiness, okay? It's keeping you from moving forward. What are you so attached to? Because if you let it go, this is what you got. You have 6 of Wands. So maybe you think that, like, you have to hold on to whatever it is that you're holding on to. Some kind of vice, some kind of behavior, some kind of relationship, whatever it is, you're holding on to it. It's keeping you from being happy, and you think that you need it, okay? You really think that you need this thing, and you don't think that anybody will be there for you. You don't think that people will still celebrate you if you let this go. You know, you think that people are kind of fed up. But the truth is that you have people. You have so many people that would celebrate you walking away from this thing that isn't healthy for you. So there's something that isn't healthy, walk away. It's time to walk away. It's time to step into the limelight. You're keeping yourself in the dark. If you don't put in the work, you're destined for just redoing the same karmic mistake over and over again. You don't put in the work, you get hurt. That's how it goes. You're just going to keep repeating until you learn the lesson, okay? Clear up your mental energy. Yeah, so it's clouding your judgment. It's clouding you spiritually, physically, mentally. It's keeping you from doing everything that you want to do. Okay? But if you can, okay, so like what happens if you release this? What happens if you let it go? Healing, union, new journeys, new opportunities. Okay. The main one here is like becoming one with yourself. You are finally walking with the version of you that needs to exist. That's begging to exist with you. There's a version of you that lives within you that is just begging to come out. And this is connected to your inner child, I think. But that playfulness, that love, that vibrancy in life, when you let go of those attachments, you're able to finally heal. And I'm reconnecting on my other one. Okay, so I'm still here. Nerdy Chicken Wing says, what kind of dinosaur can see the future? A pterodactyl. That is hilarious. I'm keeping that. I hope you know. I hope that's okay. I'm stealing that joke and I'm keeping it forever. Okay, Patches Shauna. Oh no, where'd your question go? Okay. I have a lot going on with my family right now. Will things work out for good? Okay, will things work out for good? Shauna's got a lot of family stuff going on. Are things gonna work out for good? Let's see. So let's see what represents the situation that you've got. Oh, okay. Situation that you've got going on right now, Temperance in reverse. Okay. The Moon in reverse. The Fool, all major arcana. There's a lot of big stuff happening in your family right now, Shauna. Okay, but be open to the way that things will develop. There's some imbalance here. It could be an imbalance of power. It really could be. There could be an imbalance of power. It feels like there's some anger here. Not everybody's, well, I mean, I could just gather that from the question, but not everybody is happy in the situation. Okay, Temperance. Yeah. Maybe the energy of the household is split. You know, you have disagreements and someone's taking someone's side, someone's taking someone else's side. The Moon in reverse, everybody is acting out on fears and anxiety and not reality. So everyone in this situation is being defensive. They're not attached to anything real in their arguments. Their arguments are just representations of hurt feelings. And because those feelings are hurt, they're shifting them into ammo to return, you know, so it's just like that return ammo. And that is going to lead you into a new phase of the relationship as a family. The Fool, this is another one that's come up a lot today. There's a lot of things that have shifted that are causing people to have to do something they've never done before. So this will be something that your family's never done before, right? Page of Cups. Wow. Be open-minded. Be open-minded, okay? Just because it looks like this right now doesn't mean it's going to look like this forever. Try to plan for a healthier way that these interactions can happen. Maybe slow down with everybody, figure out what the feelings are, and see if you could get them out on, get them on the table. Oh yay, we got a sticker. That's so fun. I'm still learning the TikTok live. So I just get so amused by all the new stickers and everything. So I'm having a lot of fun with that. Thank you guys so much. If you're giving gifts, if you're interacting, you are making my day. It's amazing. Thank you. I saw a question. Okay, Aaliyah, I just want to know if I'm on the right path in life. Okay, and then Hannah, I'm definitely going to answer your question as well. These are both really important questions. So Aaliyah wants to know if you're in the right path of life and if there are things you need to let go of. Okay, so let's just look at it. Are you on the right path? Is Aaliyah on the right path right now? Yeah. That's such a clear yes. Okay, the Empress. Gosh, you are mothering. You are mothering, which means that like you are becoming this person that other people rely on because they feel safe with you. Like you are a safe person. Okay? That's a good path. Okay? A little disconnection here. Where is that coming from? You don't trust it. There's a mistrust in what you're meant for. You don't trust what you're meant for. So what is it that you are meant for? Ooh. Wow, Aaliyah. What an amazing reading that we have going on here for you. Ace of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. What you are meant for. You are meant to be a beacon. You are meant to be this leadership, this person in this leadership role that other people look to for emotional soundness. Okay, like we're talking emotional intelligence. You know how to level with people. You know how to make people feel seen and loved, and you just emulate this energy for them. But you're also like teaching them how to apply that energy to their lives, like the way that you're living, the way that you are acting, the energy that you are emitting is making other people feel like they could do it too. Okay, so is there anything that you need to let go of? Oh, you're so rigid about it. You think that there has to be a master plan. You think you have to have it all figured out. So you're being super rigid because you think that it's supposed to look and feel a certain way. Like if I'm on the right path, then it's because I'm following a step-by-step plan and doing everything the exact right way. So that's not that's not how it's going to work. Not in the long run. Plans are great. Absolutely. We love plans. But plans don't always work out the way that we think they're going to, and it doesn't mean that that's not connected to your purpose. It 100% is connected to your purpose. So what's the final advice for Aaliyah here? Okay. Don't let the fears... Oh. I have to fix something. Whew. Almost lost you. Okay. Five of Swords in reverse, Nine of Cups, Temperance. Okay, final advice. Don't let the fears get to you. Like, just because this doesn't look like you thought it was going to look, it doesn't mean that it's not happening for you. There's so much fulfillment on the other side of this. This is personal fulfillment here. And then we have Temperance, which Temperance is like this beacon, this guide in this deck that brings unlikely peoples together. Okay, so it's just you're it's like a Libra. This is the Libra card, I swear, because Libras have this ability, this innate ability to see every single perspective. And that's what leads to people thinking that Libras are indecisive. It's hard to make decisions when you understand everybody's position, but that is a superpower. You understand how to bring unlikely ideas and even people together. So this, yeah, things are looking really positive for you, Aaliyah. You are on the right path. Just try not to fear it, and try not to think that it has to stick to a rigid schedule. Just let it flow to you, okay? All right, everybody just joining in, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Hannah. I've been a reader for 6 years now. This is so exciting. I love doing live readings. I'm still very brand new to live readings. So it's so exciting to do them. Especially with how much love I get from you guys. It's so, so sweet. Okay. Hannah, you had a question about your mom. Are you still here? I think that was the one that I was going to get to next. If you're still here, I definitely wanted to answer that one. And if not, that's okay. I'll move on to another question. Hannah, you are still here. Okay. How do I navigate living with my mom for the next couple of months? This is such an important question. I've done this before. As an adult, I've had to move back in with my parents for a short period of time, and it ended up being such a whirlwind. That period of time in my life changed so much for me. So yeah, I get it. It's a tough one. So how are you going to navigate this, living with your mom again? Ooh, you have choices. 7 of Cups. Knight of Swords. Is there some combative energy here? Is there a lot of fighting? Do you and your mom tend to fight a lot? Because it feels like making a choice to not pour gasoline on the fire, to not jump in on the negativity, the arguments, because there might be arguments that come out of nowhere. They seem to make no sense, like picking fights for no reason type of energy. And it's like baiting. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Negative thoughts and feelings here. 5 of Swords. I feel like there's a big history here with the way that your mom makes you feel about yourself. Does that make sense? So it feels like the way that your mom speaks to you gives you these ideas about self that aren't very positive. It's kind of like giving you anxieties about the person that you are. Like, you might not feel good enough. And maybe living with your mom, the necessity of it feeds into these feelings as well. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. It's one of those situations. Moved in with my mom for a year when my dad died. Good luck. I've been there. It's so hard. It's one of the hardest things to do. Okay. So where do we go from here? How do we survive this? How do we get through it? All right, there's going to be some hurt feelings. 3 of Swords, 10 of Wands. The emotional burden. Okay, yeah. 3 of Swords in combination with 10 of Wands in reverse. There's a lot of emotional burden involved with this. So much. Okay, yeah. So much emotional burden here. but the Page of Cups is asking for a different perspective on this. Okay, so what other perspectives can we look at this situation? I'm getting, like, there's something that we say in my family. Anytime there's anything negative happening, we always say, how can you flip the script? What can you do to flip the script? Okay, that's what this is. That's what this is asking us. Okay, yeah, this isn't fun. There's a lot of arguments. There's a lot of self-conscious feelings, not feeling good enough. But how can we flip the script on this? This is a time for planning. Okay. That's one way. One way we can flip the script is think of this as a time to build yourself up from the ground up. Ooh. Ah, okay, this is cool. I love this sequence. Okay. Two of Wands. You're making plans. Making plans. Okay, look at her. She's got her map. She's looking out the window. She's dreaming. She's thinking about what she wants her life to look like. Okay, I've hit this area. I've hit a slump, and now it's time to figure out where I am going. Okay. Eight of Cups. There will come a point in time that you will walk away and you will be okay. All right. A pattern is going to end. It actually came out here. A pattern is going to end. That is a big pattern. It's not just like, well, yeah, you'll move out eventually and you'll get over it. No, like, there's going to be a shift. This will cause a shift in your and your mom's relationship. She is going to see you differently because you are going to show her differently. The difference here is that you are going to prove her wrong. You know, she has negative opinions. She thinks you can't do it. She thinks that maybe you're emotionally immature. You don't know what you're talking about. She doesn't see the creative aspects. She doesn't see the brilliance. She doesn't see that you have a plan. That's all going to change. So you're changing the dynamic of this relationship when you walk away from it. So there might be a period of time even that you don't speak. There might be a period of time that's awkward and weird. But as you jump into your new life, as you settle into your success, she is going to realize that she was wrong. She's going to celebrate you with the rest of the world. I think that there's going to be a perspective change on her side, but it's going to take time, and it's going to take a lot of different things happening first before that happens. Okay. So we're almost at 9:30. I always go longer than I mean to. So, this is my last question, and then I'm going to do one more collective reading. Hannah, no problem. I really hope that helps. It's such a difficult phase of life to be in when you got to go back and live with one of your parents or both of your parents. Okay, last question. Oh my goodness, it's... Ooh, okay, Marie. If you're still here, Marie asked, I've been done with my ex for a while. He won't let go. How do I make him move out and move on? Thank you. Marie is still here. Okay, Marie, have you ever heard of a cord cutting before? For anybody, I guess anybody, we can make this a topic of discussion too. I'm definitely going to pull your cards, Marie, but I wanted to know if you'd ever heard of a cord cutting ceremony before. Okay, so essentially we have invisible ties to people, energetic ties, and we have these with other people, especially when we share intimate relationships with them. If one person is holding on to that tie and won't let the other person go, then the cord isn't broken. The energetic cord, it's not broken. So when you do a cord cutting ceremony, what you're doing is taking two candles, one that represents him, one that represents you, and you get them onto a plate. I should do a video about this. I'll do a video on this to make it more clear. So you'll get 2 candles, one that represents you, one that represents them, onto a fireproof plate. Please be very careful because you're using fire when you do these kinds of rituals. And then you'll take like a twine, okay? Like something thin. Oh, this something really, really thin, something like that. You know, that's just an example. It's what I had closest to me. And then you tie the cord around both candles. Okay, this ritual takes a while. You see them, you're scrolling past them on TikTok or YouTube or wherever. It usually happens in a minute or less because there's a time lapse. So what is happening is you are connecting with this as it's happening. And I usually like to put salt at the base and maybe some herbs just based on the intention of the cord cutting. So you tie the string around both candles, imagining that as the energetic bond that is still linked between the two of you. Okay? You're going to light those candles, the one that represents him, the one that represents you, and you're going to energetically think about breaking this bond. And usually you can see in the ritual whose energy is being domineering, essentially, whose energy is taking this over, who's trying to let go. But through that, you energetically break the cord. So the flame eventually hits the cord and breaks it. So you let the candles go. So these are small candles. Don't do this with big candles or you're going to either set your house on fire or you're going to be there all day. So use small candles. Think about the colors that you want to represent each person. And if anybody is interested in the future, I could actually perform these for you. If you wanted a cord cutting done, we could book one. I could do the cord cutting ritual for you. Now, the one thing that I will say about cord cutting rituals, make sure you have consent. Okay? Don't use this for evil. Don't just like, okay, well, I really like this guy, but he's married, so I'm gonna break their cord. Like, no, you don't want to get into that. I'm not a Wiccan, and I don't really believe in like the main karmic rules, but I do believe in karma, and that's one way to get some bad karma. So I think that whatever you do energetically, just make sure that you have the right reasons for doing it. And if there is somebody that will not release your energy, that is a valid reason to do a cord cutting, okay? If you're trying to move on, but don't do it for other people unless you have someone's consent, okay? So to answer Marie's question about getting him to move on, step away, step off. Okay, how do we get him out the door, bro? We get him to realize he's blind to this whole situation. He thinks you're going to come around eventually. He thinks that you're just like playing hard to get. This dude is dense. I'm getting a lot of denseness. Yeah. Yeah. So he needs to move out of your space. So, yeah, start planning on what it is. But what is it that's going to convince him that you're not here for him anymore? That you don't want this? You're not playing around. You're serious, dude. You have to make it so clear to him. And you probably already are. You've got to make it so clear that you are not interested in taking care of him. No car, no job. It makes you feel guilty. Oh my gosh, that's such a tough situation. So how can you set boundaries? He wants you to feel guilty. Why do you think he's not putting the work in to have resources? To have absolutely no resources means that you are not trying. He is intentionally sucking you dry, okay? He doesn't want to see you move on. This is saying you need to set your boundaries. He wants you to feel this way. He wants you to feel like there's no choice. Yeah, sometimes you have to be the bearer of bad news. You can't be everything for everyone. And he is not somebody that you should be everything for. Like he's gotta go. You've gotta follow your intuition. You've gotta follow your own light. You gotta be your own person. Okay? Beautiful. I'm so sorry. That is such a rough situation to be involved in. That's a tough one. He will figure it out, but he needs to figure out how to be a big boy and get his own resources, okay? So we are going to do one final reading here. In case you're just joining, we've been doing some Q&A. We've been hanging out for quite a while now. Let's see, where are we at? We're about an hour and a half, so we've been hanging out for quite a while today. And I don't have time to get through everybody's questions. I wish that I did. If your question did not get answered today, and it doesn't get answered in this collective, because I'm about to pull a collective reading, and it will be 10 positions. So we're going to try to answer a lot of questions just within this one big collective energy, okay? So we're doing a collective to end today. But if I did not get to your question and you really, really need answers, I do have readings available on Etsy. They are usually $20, but this week they are still $15. I have like a Christmas deal going on. So they are $15 right now. You get a 10 position spread, so that's more than 10 cards usually. You get a full PDF packet with an explanation as to what all the cards mean, how they relate to one another, any channeled messages that were received, and how to take the lessons from the reading. So you get a pretty good size PDF packet with every reading. I try to leave the channels of communication open at the same time as well, okay? So after I finish your reading and you get it back and you still have questions for me, then I urge you to reach out. You know, there's not extra charge for reaching out after you get a reading just to clear up more questions. So I just want to make sure that everybody feels really good about their reading when I finished with it. And then at some point, if enough people are interested, I can start opening up live bookings. So a more video chat reading kind of in this style. So look for that in the future once I figure out the logistics of that. But let's go ahead and do one more final collective reading. First card in a Celtic Cross spread is your significator. So this is what represents you in the collective. But this is what represents all of you in this phase of your life. In this moment, Knight of Wands. Ow, ow. Okay, I love that. That's beautiful. So in this phase of your life, in this moment, you are inspired. You are very inspired. You have ideas, passions. Okay? What is the obstacle? The Tower, here in the middle of a lot of change, okay? Tons of change happening here. That would be a major obstacle. So it feels like I've mentioned the Tower earlier, it feels like the walls are coming down, the buildings have crashed, but it's only so that you can rebuild. So there's a lot of crashing and rebuilding that is happening right now. So that would be your obstacle. For anybody just joining in, this is a collective reading. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. So the next position is your past, your most recent past. This might be something that you're still feeling and walking away from. So what is the phase that you're walking away from right now in this collective? Okay. Well, I guess that checks out with your significator being the Knight of Wands. We have in the past 8 of Wands in reverse and 5 of Cups. Okay, so you recently had some serious talks with yourself. You figured out some things that gotta go, some things gotta stay. Yeah, you're pouring out, to so to speak, you're pouring away the things that don't fit anymore, the things that don't belong anymore. And I feel like there was a depressed energy that came with this. Letting go was hard. There were some things that maybe you even felt like there wasn't a point in holding on to anymore. So there's a little frustration that you're walking away from, even a little depression. But let's see what you're stepping into. Balance and success. Okay. Those are really cool things to be walking into. Ace of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. So you figured out what wasn't working, and now you're learning what does, okay? Everything had to come crashing down for a reason. You had something to learn here. And you're learning it. The lesson is being learned right now. You're coming into balance and success, stability, abundance. Okay. What is above you is kind of what's on your mind the most right now. What's hanging over your head. The Hierophant. You are thinking the most about how things are supposed to be. Okay? Like there's a set rhythm to things. And you're kind of almost obsessing over the idea that things are supposed to be this way. And that may be a good thing. Maybe you're striving for something, but it could be a bad thing too. It could be like it's occupying your whole headspace, that things are supposed to look and be a certain way. And maybe if they don't, you're not feeling too good about it. Maybe you're sticking to this too strictly. So what's below you? Okay, so you know how I say, and most tarot readers will say in a lot of their videos, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. What's below you is a part of your personality that you will be able to take with you, that you'll be able to use and apply to this phase in your life, okay? Six of Pentacles. You know how to make those decisions. You know how to take what resonates. So things don't have to be a very specific, strict way. They don't have to follow the quote-unquote status quo. You can shift things up. You can change things. But you don't have to change everything. Okay? Pick and choose. You can pick and choose. It's not all or nothing. Most things aren't all or nothing. So the situation that you're thinking about having the most difficult time with, it's probably not an all or nothing thing. You might need a different perspective on it. Okay? How are you feeling about self? How are you? Oh my goodness. How do you feel about self? Come back. You are evaluating. You're kind of feeling sorry for yourself right now, though. Five of Pentacles. You're in grief. Maybe it's because of what you had to walk away from. You're still grieving parts of yourself that you had to let go. Six of Swords with that, yeah. So you're in grief over the version of yourself that used to be that you won't be able to get back. So the changes that you've recently gone through, they've forced you to leave some things behind, and you're grieving yourself. You're grieving, yeah. Oh, you're grieving who you used to be. But that doesn't mean that you're not becoming something amazing. Like we have Two of Pentacles and Ace of Pentacles and what is coming next for you. So you have a lot of success. It's coming for you, okay? So what's your environment look like? And when I mean environment, I mean, what are you consuming? Who are you spending time with? What's your work life like? It's not just where you live. It's what you consume. It's what you bring in. Oh, sorry, I just made a ton of noise on that microphone, I'm sure. Okay, your environment, Four of Swords, Five of Swords, Queen of Cups. Okay, so you have there's something supportive in your environment, or you've created a very supporting environment for yourself. But there are also people that are trying to make you feel bad about yourself. There's still people that are trying to shift your perspectives in ways that aren't positive or realistic. and the Four of Swords. So there's a lot of emotionally draining energy in your environment still. So that might be something that you want to address. It's just like, where is this emotionally draining energy coming from? Okay. What are your hopes and fears? We've got 2 more positions. What are your hopes and fears? Oh. You want things to change, and you want them to change fast. You want to come back together with people. You want union, you want community, you want family. But you're terrified that the new version of self, because like you were just grieving the loss of who you used to be. So maybe you're worried that people won't accept the new version of you, the healthier version, the version that let things go, that didn't need to be held on to. So what is the outcome of this for you? Healing. With the Ten of Swords, we have healing. Okay, and the Hermit, which is finding one's inner light and using it as guidance. Okay, so when you think about the Ten of Swords, usually what you would see with the Ten of Swords is a guy, he's laying down and he's got 10 swords on his back. Okay, so the idea of the Ten of Swords is that when we put that in the reverse position, the swords are coming out. The wounds are still open at the end of this phase. Okay, you still have wounds, but the knives, the daggers, what was causing the pain is no longer there. So you get rid of what was causing the pain, and you have the ability to focus and heal. And that focus is going to need to be inward. You aren't going to want to let other people in on this healing journey that you're walking into. You are going to want to feel confident that the person that you're becoming is who you want to become, because it's who you want, not because it's what other people want from you. Okay? This is what you want. You want self. You want connection to self, vibrancy, life, connection. And that doesn't have to look any kind of way. You don't have to follow a step-by-step program to get there. You just have to try. Okay? You just have to put effort in. And that's okay. Take your time to grieve. I think that writing is a really good method. But if you're not much of a writer, find any kind of artistic outlet that you possibly can. I feel like art is a great way to channel a lot of emotions, especially if it's something that you have to do on your own. Okay, so that was the big collective message for the end. I'm starting to get a little bit of a dry throat here from talking so much today. And I'm going to need to get myself something to eat. I'm ready for breakfast. We've been doing this for an hour and a half, and it has been a blast. The time has just like flown by. I wish I could get to everybody's questions. So if you're just joining more recently, we've been here for a while. My name is Hannah. I appreciate all of the comments, all of the love, everybody that's joined in on both TikTok, YouTube, and as well as Twitch from the other screen here. I just really have so much fun, and I get so much emotional and spiritual fulfillment from being able to do this. So you guys make that possible, and it means the world to me. So I am so sorry that I didn't get to everybody's questions, but I will say if I did miss your question and you needed more questions answered, or you needed something to clear up, or maybe you just want a full-on reading, you can go to the link in my bio. I have tarot readings on my Etsy page for $15 right now. They're usually $20. So I think for the rest of this week, I have them on sale for $15, along with certain other things like spell jars and artsy stuff. So feel free to check it out. If you have any questions for me, please reach out. I do my best to answer private messages and emails and all of that. So thank you so much for joining in.